Alright, what's up YouTube? It's Doug here at Chillin' FX. Okay, so I realized that my last video was laggy. It's because I messed with some OBS settings, and then I recorded a whole simulation that was also laggy because of my OBS settings, but I've fixed it. So, well, now what I want to do is I want to start a brand new series that I'm going to call Simulation Saturday. So, basically, my intent here, well, you know my intent with the channel, but I want to be able to record something during the week, a concept, a principle, something like that, and then hope to reflect it in the simulation. So, to show y'all, I saved this simulation right here. Okay, I'd started, recorded, done the whole thing, saved it. So, these four here are where I opened up the save file, but what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll X out of these, close it, I'll close all these, and I'll show you, this is just for transparency, okay? The daily, right here, March 11th, 2022, down there at the bottom, right there, and then my trade history, number 15, 90540, right? So you can verify that this save file is all the same, okay? So, and I'll even keep those four up. X out of this. I gotta had to minimize out of that. Close the program. So, drop all this, open up MetaTrader 4, hit OK, load simulation. Alright, it's in this file right here. Okay, so we're loading the simulation. Maximizing that. Okay, so now, trades, history, 15,905. So it's all the same. Okay, so I'm gonna start from here. I'll go ahead and close these out because we verified that these are in fact the same. But just to go, that last simulation I did started with 10,000. Okay, and for that period of time from March the 7th to March the 11th, we increased by 2.4% on that account. There's all the trade history right there. Okay, so now I am going to do my best chart template. I call it best chart because, you know, for me it's the best way to look at the chart. So it's pretty customizable, obviously. Then we go here. We gotta do it for each one. Each one. So I'm gonna be using, I got the 15-minute because I'll be using that for risk management. Wow. Okay, there it is. And you gotta have scale fixed so you can like move it around a little bit. Right. It takes some prep work getting into it. I don't like auto scroll, but it's a really good simulator. I like it. But I had ended that video by saying that if you follow your rules and guidelines, I mean, just by the numbers, that was a 4-1 type simulation. 4 wins, 1 loss, right? But if you follow the principles that I have of risk management and chart analysis and 1, maybe 2 trades in a day, like, your numbers are going to improve. And I also showed in that last simulation. And I'll do it before we start, before we like really get into it. I'll show you how March 11th right here, the daily down here, March 11th. You come back here and you go to GBP JPY. I have a vertical line set for the first, but that right there is your March 11th. So you got that support, bullish candles, you got a bearish retracement, and then bullish candle. That area right here, exact same as this area right here. Support, bullish, bearish, bullish. Exact same. So all that to show is that at one point in time, these were real market conditions. And the demo account is the same way. It's real market conditions. Okay? So with that, I want to do 5 trades and go from there. So let's start with a fresh analysis. All right. So we had a support, pushed up, created a resistance. Have another support for price to push up from. Right. We're breaking this resistance right here, which means price has a good chance to continue bullish. Where we don't really know, but going to a lower time frame will show us more information to kind of decide. So we will view our line studies. On the 4 hour, we have created this resistance, and we'll clone it, and we have created this support right here. All right, so the way I look at it, 4 hours is a strong zone, so, and it's already been rejecting. It looks like that might have been a trade. I can't really tell, but oh yeah, but it's rejecting this line. So now we'll go to the smaller time frames again, starting with the 1 hour. It's starting to create resistance right here. So it's rejecting this area, starting to create resistance. What session is this? Okay, so we're going into London. It's like a continuation into London. So let's see what the 30-minute shows. This is the start. So the 30-minute is still bullish. It closed bullish, and now we're moving bearish. So if we can get a bearish closure here, especially with no wick on the top. So I'll do a video on candles and stuff, but no wick at the top means, in a bearish candle, it means strong bearish momentum. That the price action for that candle open didn't even start to go up. But also the 30 minutes just started. So ideally, it would be nice to see it kind of come up, and they'll call that a liquidity grab. So it'll come up, grab some liquidity from all this mess over here, and continue to drive down. Ideally, that's what we'd like to see. So let's go ahead and start it and see how it looks. If it breaks this low here, we'll take a trade. Well, no, that's not true. It might break the low, but we need it to close bearish first. Because if it hasn't closed bearish, then it's not a confirmed resistance. It can always retrace. But if it does close bearish here, then we'll be looking for a wick up, drop down to test like this low right here. So we'll just wait. At this point, 15-minute has a closure. It's moving bearish. Moving into London Open. Strong bearish move. Like too strong. Ideally, what would be nice is to have it retrace and create another resistance. And see, so many people would get caught trying to take this move. This move is done. Don't even try it. But if we break this low, let me pause it. If we break this low, and we've got an upper wick here, so you're looking at, not a lot of risk here. 12% or 12 pips. I might would even, if it continues like that, I might would even risk 2%. We'll decide what the risk would be once it crosses that line. But if it doesn't go up any further, so it did. So most likely this is going to be 1% if it breaks this low. Then I would take an impulse entry. But if it doesn't, then we're looking for basically another confirmed resistance. And that's the beauty of the strategy, right? If we don't get what we want, then you just don't take the trade. There's no point in trying to force a trade here, because you're always going to have an opportunity. The market's always going to give you an opportunity, right? So even if this candle closed bullish, I wouldn't take a buy because there's a resistance right here, right? So because there's a resistance right here, there's a higher chance that we'll reject this area than to actually respect it. I mean, disrespect it. You know what I mean, hopefully. So this is going to be episode 1 of Simulation Saturday. I don't know how many episodes I'm going to do, but I know I'm going to take 5 trades. Alright. So we're still in this resistance area. Oh, and if you guys want to do like a New York session sometime, just leave it in the comments or however, and we'll go to New York session. We can try another instrument, but I prefer it with GJ. But it would be a nice experiment to see if it'll work with other pairs. You know, I mean, if you simulate, we come up here, spend some time, and I can help forward test it, this same strategy, and if it works with a pair that you enjoy, then give it a try. Give it a try. Won't hurt nothing, right? If you haven't figured it out by now, my base, basically I like to trade impulse entries and break a retest. I think that's like the most simplest way to do it. However, I'm more than willing to have discussions with people and talk other strategies. This is always going to be my go-to, but we can simulate other people's strategies as well and just see how it goes. I don't know too many. I've messed around with like supply and demand before. And by supply and demand, I mean like the rally base rally and base rally base, and supply zones and demand zones, and how I don't remember it now, but it was like if you create a supply zone and you do like either a RBR or a BRB, when it comes back to that supply zone, then you would take a buy. So I could be butchering that. Don't castrate me for that. Or chastise. What? So it's cool. We're breaking these areas right here, but we got this resistance. So what I'd like to see personally, a break and close above this line to retest, probably really right here. I'm being honest, and that's 50 pips in that range. So that's really good. Otherwise, you're looking at a closure below here and a touch to one of these areas. But unfortunately, that's not really going to be in my time frame. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next day. Unfortunately, I did, because look what happened. That was our trade right there if you had decided to take it. But that's cool. We'll have other opportunities. All right, back into pre-London. Now we're dancing in this new range. Weather. Let's pause it and do a clean analysis. I'm still going to clone this because I already got it kind of figured out. If we break below, I mean, you know we're going down here. Let's see, if we go to the 4 hour, break above, you're looking at retesting this area. Clone. 16? It's going to have to be a pretty good support. We're not really looking for buys in this area. If we break above that, though, then we could definitely try to test some of these. Or see how this looks on the 30. This might not even be a resistance, really. Ah, there it is. We could push it to that, but you're kind of getting into forcing a trade territory here, but because that's a much better range right there. So we wait. We just wait. I kind of did some quick math too. So on that last simulation that I couldn't really post, it got 2.4% in a week, right? 240. So it's realistic. You could realistically make $250 a week on a $10,000 account. That's $1,000 a month. You know, mathematics states that's 12 grand a year. So if you grow your account, well, now you have 22,000 in that account. You can increase your lot size. It's at 2%. It's much better. So we're not gonna get FOMO. You know what I'm saying? We know this is a resistance, so we're gonna wait for this closure, right? Now, this is a big wick down. So if we cross here, if we cross that high, it's not really worth it. It's not really worth it. I wouldn't take that trade because your range is so small. If we close back in this range though, then we could say that this was probably a fake out. It's not a fake out until that closure happens. You know what I mean? But so we're coming into London time, right? London Open. So if we get another wick down, then what we can do, if we get another candle that wicks down, well then we can take an entry, right? Because we're moving bullish, so it should respect this low. And it closed bearish, right? So with it closing, it's only 8 pips. Now we looked at this, and that's resistance. So we ain't taking it. In a way I want to, but let's be patient. I think patience is like the number one thing people got to have in these markets. Like I know that resistance is there, so I can't take this trade. And in a way, we kind of know it was going to hit. We kind of knew it was going to hit this line. Really, what's this range? See, so this ain't a good range either. So this will probably be a wash this day as well. I mean, she's still. If we get a closure above. Then you could say you have good range here. It looks like it's closing above. That could be too ambitious. I don't know. It's clean traffic. It's clean traffic. That's why we want this closure above. You see what happened? Rejected that resistance. If we break above this high though, we can take this, right? That would be an impulse entry. It's especially with it dropping down and making this ginormous wick. It's a lot of a liquidity grab, and we know price wants to move bullish. You can tell that in the daily. We got room to move. Got room to move, you know. I would like to see a closure above though. That would be beautiful. So 13 is kind of my drop dead time. That's when I'm going to go into the next day. Because realistically, by the time it hits 13, I'm gonna be out the market anyways. If we get a 15-minute closure, then especially above this zone right here. All right. How many pips is that? 19, 20 pips, 1%. That's a good risk. I'll take that. That was about the line on the 30-minute, and see how it's breaking the high on the 4 hour. That's a good sign. That's a good sign for it to continue bearish. Just breaking highs in the 1 hour, and the 1 hour had a closure above. So yeah, I think we're good. See how it looks. Shooting for 10 pips, a little bit more is always nice. And we'll keep it on the 15-minute. If it breaks the low of that bearish candle, then yeah, I'll cut off 50%. But see, she's moving bullish. Come on. I like how the 4 hour was the 4 hour high was broken, so she wants to go up for sure. Strong confirmation. The only problem is at 1300, that's a new 4 hour. You can cool believe if I'm in the middle of a trade and it's 1300 on the charts, I'm still watching. I'm still keeping an eye on it. I just can't give it the same attention. You know, I got my own 9 to 5 to deal with. But it doesn't mean like, of course, like if the 15 minutes above my entry point, I'm not taking 50% off at that point. You know what I mean? All right. But I will take 90% off this trade, set it to break even, and we'll next bar it just to and come back and hit our entry point. But that's fine. So that's our first trade of this session, huh? So we'll get to the next trading day. But see how she's still moving bullish? But my strategy only cares about 10 pips, right? 15 pips, you know, whatever. 15 pips is a good day. That's all you need to be successful. And because of, like, we still have, 46 pips, 52. Our next resistance on the daily is right here. That means that's a strong area. So if we hit that, you're going to be looking at probably some wicks and some rejection wicks and all this stuff. But eventually it has to break. The 4 hour here, closing above, So do we have support? Let's see. What does this look like? Right here. This is the most recent 1 hour support. Let's see what it looks like on the 4 hour. Okay. Is that right here? Let's do this one. Clone. Is that the same zone? 154.089? Oh, that's perfect, because that was the resistance. So now if we come retest this area, that's going to be awesome. So knowing that we're expecting to come back and retest that, I would almost think that we're going to break below here. Because this gets retested, and that would be 19. Possible. Especially when you kind of adjust it on the 30-minute. So if we break below here, have a resistance here, that would be kind of around that support, wouldn't it? 0.89. Yeah. So if we break below this, I'll take it. If we break below this red line in this low right here, we're doing 1% because it's impulse. We'll go over the previous candle because we still ain't hit 20 pips. That's what I generally shoot for, is 20 pips. And we'll look on the 15 and see what happens. She wants to push down, don't she? The 15-minute has a closure below, so that's a good sign. We're in pre-London going into London. That's a good sign. It means the volume's kind of on our side. Clean candle right here. Come on. As long as we don't close bullish, we're doing great. Alright, so this is trade 2. 90%. Close that off. Go to break even. Oh, wow, look at that move down. Okay. So looking at the history here, we're two trades up. 2 trades up. Now we go to the next trading day. Like, why jeopardize the capital? You got your win for that day. Let the market do what it does and check it out. So we're gonna go, starting to get a little rangy. All right. This is where the higher time frame is real useful, because the 30 minutes ranging. And you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. You will probably see what I'm talking about. And just clear out these lines. Chart kind of got a little full. That's cool. That's all right. I hope y'all are enjoying these simulations, though, or at least this one, and hope y'all can make it out here for the next couple Saturdays. I'd like to show this off. I mean, as you can see, it's a pretty good strategy if you stick with it, stick to the rules. I mean, we still have this room to go up. I mean, this has been a good move, and we've caught a good amount of it. 4 hour starting to hiccup. I told you we're getting a little rangy. We'll claim that. But the beauty about this is actually beautiful. I'll show you why. Because look what happens if we break below here. Really, if we break below these wicks. But I ain't gonna get into that. That's a 70 pip range all the way down. Then we break above 60 something pips. So plenty of chance to move. So we'll adjust it. All right. And then, oh yeah, let's adjust this one as well. And you'll see on the 30 how it changes. We'll probably have to adjust it again. And this will really give us like the best moves. Let's go ahead and bring that down. Yeah. All right. So this is kind of we don't really want, I wouldn't even try to trade in this range, because when you break this high, you're 8 pips away. If you break this low, you got a support here, a support here, a support here. All the risk to try to make 18 pips. So no thank you. No thanks. In closing here, you got a wick fill. I mean, that's almost 20 pips right here in this wick fill. So you just wait until the market prints something that makes sense to you. Like if this was the close bearish, I ain't trying to take a sell down to here, because I gotta go through here, here, and here, and here. It ain't worth it. So we're two trades in, and let me know, like, week 1. So we're in week 2 now, but total trading days is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So really we're still 1 week in, up 3.65%. I mean, that's amazing numbers. Where else can you go and get 3.7% on your money in a week? You know what I mean? And like, that's why I like these simulations. I like looking at demo accounts and stuff, because these are real market conditions. But you ain't got to worry about me scamming. You're here with me. We're doing the same simulation. You see the strategy working. And the only thing that would cause you to have a bad month is to move a stop loss, or just do something crazy like that. But if you follow the risk management principles that I've got, and you follow it confidently, you'll succeed. I really feel like that. I really think, like, you just gotta have patience. You gotta have discipline. You have to understand that this is the long haul, right? And you're really fortunate if you can trade New York session. Honestly, I wish I could trade New York session. Because a lot of times, man, when I'm getting up, London Open's already happened, and that's where you get a lot of your volume. Like, look at this. The movement in that candle alone was, 12 pips just in the one candle. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's all right. You have to do what you can. Like, I can't. There's no point trading Asian session. I know some people that try it. But I would almost guarantee, I ain't calling anybody out, but I would almost guarantee that if you trade Asian session and try to show that you can trade Asian session, like in your own account, you're probably trading New York session as well. Like, you can't miss out on that kind of volume. I mean, I guess you can. You can do whatever you want to do, but I know if I could, I wouldn't. I wouldn't miss out on it. So we're just kind of waiting for it to close above this area here. If we can get that closure above, man, we will be pushing. We will be going for, where's my next area? Probably this here. And you can kind of see it's a collection of all these rejection wicks. Even on the minimum, it's 23 pips to that first set, but I bet you could get all the way up to there. Hold on a second, let's pause it. So you can see it's 6 minutes past the 30-minute candle. All right, so we're pushing. No wick, strong bullish push. So if we get the closure, we'll go 2%. Oh yeah, let's see what's the 15 doing. We got to pay attention at 11:45, so 15's closing bearish. Which that's fine. That means if we go to the next candle and it breaks this high, we'll have a 30-minute closure above. If it closes, we'll do 1 for now. But if it closes below this, then we'll go 2%. But if it goes ahead and breaks it, all right. So since it closed bullish here, yeah, I'm definitely going 2%, because let me show you what that means. This is break and retest, okay? So 30-minute, we had a closure above, and then you have this candle moving bullish strong, like it's a strong confirmation. But on the 15, which ain't the strongest confirmation, but however, if we're gonna go bullish anyways, we're now coming bullish off of a support. And we didn't never quite break this high. So now if we break this high, 17 pips, I think 2% is a good call. All right, so we broke that high. We're gonna go off the previous candle, because we're now doing break and retest. We're not doing impulse entry. And we already know we're in times of volume, because it's still, London session. So we'll move over. Come on. 15-minute, 29, 30 pips right there. That's perfect. Okay, so we'll go to the 30. And it'll come back to the 15 for risk management. But I'm keeping an eye on this white line. And oh yeah, let me go here too. And that closed bullish, so that's a really good sign. Really, I could bring my stop up to reduce my risk, but I'm gonna leave where it's at. See how the 30 looks. That's pretty strong. Let's close 50% on this one. Watch what happens. If we break this high, we'll add a percent back. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to move this stop loss. I can tell you that. We're just going to let it do what it does. It's just the probability of the market against you. But like I said, if we break that high, we're going to do another buy at 1%, or we'll do it at 0.5%. We'll just add it back in. And that's just like, that's how risk management works, right? If we'd have took the loss, if we'd have took that loss, it would have been less. It would have been less. But signs are still showing that it wants to go bullish. And I'll just do that over and over and over, you know what I mean? I would say we'll just close another 50%. It's funny that it won't just go ahead and stop it out, ain't it? Okay, all right. So we're just gonna go to the next trading day. Losses happen, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. Ain't that funny? So that's we got 2 more trades. I can't go back. It was in our favor though. I mean, it moved the way we wanted it to move. Only problem is we're kind of in a danger zone here. So the 4 hour is going to be very. Is this That's why I don't like auto scroll. So we are at resistance. Honestly, I'm looking for sales. I'm not looking for buys until above this point here. All right, so we'll clone both of these. And then see what the hour says. Got resistance here. So if we close bearish here on the hour, then it would make sense for us to be able to take the 30-minute down, because we're at resistance here and in other places. So since this has pretty strong resistance, if that closes bearish with the has no wick at the top, so strong momentum, 2%. I'll bring it back to 1%. And we will take a sell. I'm going to stop above the previous candle down to this support. Pretty simple strategy, man. Just wash, rinse, and repeat. And over time, you will see this number go up. You're going to take losses, so you can't be scared of that. You are going to take losses. But what I guarantee you, though, by the end of this series that I'm doing, you will see positive results. Guaranteed. So it's 1%. If we do break and close above the zone, we will take a buy. Because if it was going to break down, it would have. But it did not. All right. So we will now take a buy to test this zone here. This might be our 5th trade, actually. One, two, three, four. So yeah, this will be our 5th trade. So we'll try to see what happens. I mean, it's kind of a break and retest. If it breaks the high, if it closes about right here, and then we get a bullish candle breaking this high, which it doesn't look like it's going to happen, then we could enter a second trade, add a percentage to it. So like I said, this is a danger zone. You have a lot of wicks on the daily. See all that mess? All right, so that is our 5 trades for this session. So again, key takeaways. Just don't move the stop loss, right? Or this number here, it will be a lot worse. But the whole point of this series is to show you that this strategy does have an edge. So by the end of it, it will be positive. It will be positive. And I think I took every trade in the lines of my trading plan and my strategy, or you know what I'm saying, my guidelines for it. So hopefully next weekend will be a better week and we'll see a lot of big gains. And I hope to see you in that video. If you enjoyed the content, you enjoy how I'm analyzing the chart, looking at it and stuff, just leave a like. If you got an idea for how you want to, or any kind of content that you want to see moving forward, then just comment on it and we'll work it into the schedule. And if you enjoyed the content, also subscribe to the channel, as that'll help me out a lot. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Yeah, let me save the progress. So next Saturday when we come back, episode 2. Next Saturday when I come back, this is exactly where we'll start from. All right, see you on the next one.